Tough, tough, tough. Kicking the balls. Just unfortunate. Just unfortunate. Rangers lose 2-1 to the New Jersey Devils in round one, game 3 of the 2023 Stanley Cup playoffs in overtime. And it's just unfortunate that the Rangers just played so good, yet don't come away with the win in this one. And I just don't understand why it's got to be this way always. Don't understand why it's always got to be this way. Just making sure that we're live here, because for whatever reason, YouTube is bugging out on me. So I'm hoping that we're good. Chat, are we good right now? Because for whatever reason, the live show, it says we're live, but it's bugging out. All right, there we go. We're good now. I think we're good. Anyway, I'm not going to really go too in depth with this game because of the fact that I was at the game. So there's not really much to go in depth about when it comes to this one. It was more just, I'll give my opinion on certain things and just talk about it. So we're just going to go free at will here. But to start things off, let's look at the positives. Rangers are still up 2-1 in the series with a home game on Monday. The Rangers have been the better team in all 3 games this series, despite what the score was tonight. They've been the better team. And the other positive, I guess, is that I actually don't know if there's really many other positives, to be honest. It's just when you had that opportunity to take a 3-0 series lead, I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. And I get it. I get it that, an 0 for 5 on the power play, unacceptable. And I get that some people are going to say, well, be positive. They got this in the bag. I'm still upset. I'm still upset because I'm tired of games like this where it's like, oh, they should have won this. Oh, they could have won this. Oh, they would have won this if. I'm just tired of games like that in every postseason. The difference was in this game compared to the first 2, though, 19 giveaways from the Rangers. They kept that below double digits in the first 2 games. That was one of your differences in tonight's game, and it costed them late in the game. They made a huge mistake, which let Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier enter the zone. Bratt sets up Hamilton. The Devils love to send their defenseman in, and Dougie Hamilton sniped it over Igor's shoulder or head. I couldn't tell. And, yeah, that was it. And it sucks, too, because Kreider got the crowd going. The crowd was electric tonight. That's also what's unfortunate. The crowd being at the Garden, it was a madhouse. And the fact that they couldn't feed off the energy, very unfortunate. I'm glad that Kreider didn't pass it on that 2-on-1 that he had with Zibanejad, but Kreider from Zibanejad and Kane on that goal. Jack Hughes answers on the power play from Hamilton and Bratt. I don't agree with them getting a power play in that scenario. I thought that call was ridiculous because Timo Meier's literally on top of Igor Shesterkin and he's taking his time to get up. So, of course, Igor is going to start pushing him off. But I don't understand that. But that's not why the Rangers lost this game. Rangers lost this game because they went 0 for 5 on the power play. The Rangers lost this game because they had breakaway opportunities and odd man rushes and didn't capitalize on them. The Artemi Panarin breakaway in particular in the first period that he did not capitalize on. The Rangers did not get good enough face-off work from Vinny Trocheck, which also did not help them in this game. Vinny Trocheck was horrendous in this game. Just not good enough. Mika Zibanejad has been invisible. And his opportunity to win the game, of course, I think it was Nico Hischier somehow diving across, gets that shot with the stick and blocks that from going past Schmid. Mika has just not been here. The power play, again, the power play, I'm trying to understand why the power play went away from trying to get the Kreider deflections. They went away from it tonight. They didn't get enough pucks on net. Yeah. They also weren't as physical in this game. Only 23 hits. You got to grind this New Jersey team down. And the fact that they out-hit you, kind of a problem. At least the block shots were there. I thought defensively they were very good tonight. It's just offensively, they tested Schmid. He made some good saves, but they didn't test him enough, in my opinion. They needed to test him more. And I can't even, like, the kid line was really the most, the kick line and the first line were the most effective lines. And I really like that Gallant also made that adjustment in the middle of the game, and it worked right away too, which was great, where he switched the matchups, because originally he had the fourth line matching up against the Devils' top line. Then he had Mika, Kreider, and Kane go out there against that Hughes line, and it worked. First shift that they did it, Kreider ended up scoring. Just unfortunate that they couldn't get the job done. They just couldn't. Way too many turnovers. And that feeds into the Devils game. And yeah, you didn't capitalize on your power plays. I'm just going to get the chat, see what you guys have to say. Sorry that I sound off. I was very, very loud at the Garden tonight, so. And yeah, Panarin was not good. Fox was quiet tonight. He wasn't awful defensively, but he was definitely not as active in the offensive zone. Yeah, which is the opposite of the regular season, Michael. You got Kreider showing up every single game so far. The only thing that I do have to say, too, they have to... I don't think the OT was bad. I thought they played a great overtime. They outshot them, too, 8-5. I really thought they were the better team throughout overtime. And the Devils get one break. Actually, two. They didn't score on the first one that they got. But they get another break, and they end up scoring on it. But Monday has become a must-win game, because if you put yourself in a situation like you did against Tampa, where you have the series tied at 2, oh boy. Oh boy. And yeah, they weren't hitting the net enough, but at the same time, I credit the Devils, because there were times where they were getting their sticks in the lane and not allowing the Rangers to get some of those shots off. But yeah, it's just not enough. And yeah, I don't know what it is. You would think with the Garden crowd and everything, they'd be better tonight, but and yeah, they weren't connecting, not just on cross ice passes, just any pass in general. They couldn't go D to D. They couldn't go low to high, vice versa, high to low. They couldn't just connect on passes tonight. They look sloppy. Yeah, they dominated OT. took them a very long time to score more than one goal. And not only that, it took them overtime for that. And it took them until overtime of game 3 to basically the end of overtime, too, of game 3 to get a 5-on-5 goal. They had this one. They had this one. I don't know if I'd say they made Schmidt look like a Hall of Famer. Again, they didn't test him enough. They didn't. Yeah, if they lose a series, I'll lose my damn mind. That's for sure. But I'm confident because they've been the better team throughout the series, through every game in the series. So I'm still feeling confident personally. I'll start to feel worried if they lose on Monday, though. And yeah, the Garden was unreal tonight. The Garden was unreal. Just a shame. Best Ranger tonight. I don't even know. It's not like anyone played awful. I would like Zibanejad and Panarin to step up, but it's not like they played awful. I'd have to go. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Maybe Kreider or Kane. And then worst player, probably Trocheck. Trocheck was not good tonight. And I'm a little confused as to why he's not been playing up to par thus far. And yeah, we knew the Rangers were gonna. I mean, it wasn't a stinker game, but they weren't gonna go 16-0. They weren't. But again, it's just when it's a game where you had it. You had it. Well, yeah, he made a couple big saves, but how many times were there loose pucks that they just did not pick up? And it was just infuriating. And there were times where he was just diving in the net and his defenseman would bail him out by blocking a shot. I give more credit to the Devils' defense tonight than I give to Schmid. I thought that they stepped up for him and they were blocking some shots when he was diving in the net. I mean, yeah, they passed up a lot of shooting opportunities tonight. They did. This game was a wake-up call. Yes. Better been. Better been. I mean, I know they're all business, and I know that they've been kind of just turning the page after every game, but man, I don't know. Don't know. I agree with you totally on that analysis. We should have buried a couple of those rebounds. Yeah. Way too many rebounds left out there. I think it was in overtime too, where they had some rebound opportunities and they just didn't capitalize on them at all. It's like it's looking all right. It's having a bit of connection issues here, as you can see, but it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, I was pissed when Miles Wood wasn't in the lineup for you guys tonight, MSG Vault. I was pissed. And yeah, that was another thing that I touched on earlier. They weren't physical enough. They weren't. I'm sorry, but they had to be way more physical tonight. They allowed New Jersey to walk in way too easily. They didn't throw the body. And even on that overtime goal, there was no pressure there on Dougie Hamilton. He had way too much time, way too much space to score that goal, and no pressure. And I had a feeling that he was going to pot that one there, considering he hit the crossbar earlier in the game. So, I mean, you just give credit to their defense there for New Jersey. You just give credit. Wish Lindy would play Luke, but that's not going to happen unless we go down 3-1 for game 5 in New Jersey. I don't even know if he's going to go to him then. I mean, I would have thought tonight would have been the night to go to him, but they didn't. They didn't for some odd reason. I mean, I guess it didn't matter. You guys won, but. And yeah, I just want to turn the page too. I'm not going to even bother watching hockey tomorrow. I have no desire to. I'm just going to be pacing back and forth, anticipating puck drop on Monday. And the question that I have to you, Chad, is do I sell my tickets for Monday or do I go? What are we thinking? And yeah, first even strength goal that they allowed in the series. The first. It is what it is. It was bound to happen at some point. The only problem that I have with it is my brother decided to open his mouth before overtime and say that they haven't allowed a 5-on-5 goal all series long. And I was like, you need to know better. Shut your mouth. And yeah, sure enough, that happened. I am very superstitious, as you can tell. Like I said with my brother, I told him that I'm wearing similar, not the exact same socks, but similar socks to what I wore the first 2 games. Wore the same jersey that I wore for game 1 and 2 at the Garden tonight. I am very superstitious, but I don't know if I'm believing in them anymore after tonight. Like I said earlier in the show, I thought it was ridiculous that Igor got a penalty when Meyer took forever to get off of him, but it is what it is. The refs were abysmal all night, so it's just been all playoffs, to be honest with you. I don't know what happened to the days where we let them go out there and play, you know? I don't know what happened those days. But then it's odd. They called all these penalties, but then Patrick Kane clearly gets his stick held in overtime. No call there, though. Whatever. Yeah, please attend game 5 with your brother. Please. You could say Igor lost his cool, but at the end of the day, it's just it is what it is. And New Jersey capitalized on their power play opportunity, something that the Rangers didn't do tonight. Now we're here talking about a loss. When they didn't capitalize on any power plays, you just knew they were in trouble tonight. You knew it. 10 to 15 years ago, there was max one power play per team last year in the playoffs. Even last year, it didn't feel like there was this many. Like, I don't understand why they're calling everything and just not letting them play. Like, it's so odd to me because, again, even last year, it didn't feel like they were calling this many penalties. Like, I'm just going to look, for example, before I, sound like I'm talking out of my ass here, but now I'm intrigued to see how many. Yeah, last year in game 1, the Rangers got 1 power play. In game 2, Pittsburgh only got 2 power plays. Both teams got 3 in game 3. Game 4, Rangers got 1 power play. Pittsburgh got 3. 3 in game 6 for each team. 3 in game 7. Now we're seeing it up to like 5 or 6 in games. It's like, why? Yeah, it was weird. Every road team won. I think actually every road team except the Islanders won game 3, if I'm not mistaken, right? So let's hope that changes on Monday or tomorrow even. Actually, no, the Wild and Kings were home and they won. I'm mistaken, but the majority of road teams ended up winning. So, yep, must win on Monday. Refs went from swallowing their whistles in the playoffs to making a call at random. Not sure what happened this year. Yeah, I don't understand at all. And it just ruins your game. Like, part of what makes playoff hockey so exciting is you're letting them play and melt each other down till the end of a series. That's what makes your game so great in the playoffs. But now you're just gonna call everything. Rangers better win in 5. Agree, Luca. Agree. Worst case, 6. Worst case. If we go to a game 7, oh boy. But they better win Monday. That's what I know for damn sure. And I'm just even more aggravated because you would think going into overtime, the mentality would be, let's go. This is, I guess you could say that New Jersey may have had a mentality on the other way of looking at things, but I would think the Rangers would have been, let's go. An overtime loss to put them down 3-0 is going to deflate them, and that is going to put the nail in the coffin on the series, and we're going to take care of business in game 4, no problem. But at the same time, maybe New Jersey looked at it as they got to play their best and play their heart out, because if they lost this game, especially in overtime, it's not going to be good. And yes, you can't be going 6 or 7 games in every series if you want to win the cup. Yes. The only good news is that it doesn't look like, well, not doesn't look like, it's official now that no team is going to sweep in the first round. But with that said, that Carolina Islanders series could be wrapped up potentially still in 5 games. So, yep. Yeah, Kane looked good tonight, in my opinion. I agree. Yeah, it would be nice to close one out in 5. The last one was 2015 against Pittsburgh, round 1, that they won at least. You just knew Jersey was going to get 1 game, and hopefully this is the only one and we get it over with. Yes, hope so. Yeah, I think the Devils play more free on Monday with a win now. Yeah, probably. That was definitely a sigh of relief for them. we always seem to be going 6 or 7 every damn year. Yeah. And that's where, like, the Ranger fan in me is, like, being over dramatic with this loss, where it's like, oh my God, here we go again. But I'm also trying to be rational and think that they've been better and that they're back on home ice. They lost their first game at the Garden last year's playoffs and they got far, but I just want them to close a series out for once in my damn life easily. Game 3 is the hardest to win if you're up 2-0. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to wrap this up, though, here. I'm sorry to cut it short. I'm very exhausted. It's already 2 a.m. I'll be in attendance on Monday. And I'm going to try to bring the energy yet again, like I did tonight. Granted, I guess it didn't matter because, you know, they didn't feed off the energy tonight. But I will be sure to bring the energy. Just got to turn the page. Got to turn the page. Got to believe. Got to hope. Rangers in 5. Rangers in 5. Rangers in 5. Manifest it. Please happen. I beg. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next. And I'll see you in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.